Hi everyone, my name is Nathan Heald. I'm the Senior Lecturer and Assistant Director of the Excel program at Georgia Tech. I'm excited to be sharing a little bit more about our program with you today. What we're going to be covering is overview of the Excel program at Georgia Tech. I'm going to go through the academics, careers, mentorship, housing, the orientation, application, and our summer academy, and give you an opportunity to get a glimpse into what we do here at the Excel program and the students we're looking for and what we hope to work with students over those 4 years that we have them here in the program. This is just an overview of our team. We're comprised of our director. We have career development team, which is kind of the major component of our program. We're very vocationally focused. And then we have our academics team and mentorship that support all of our students here at Georgia Tech. So we're here at Georgia Tech. We have a beautiful campus here. A lot of people ask initially, do I have to be focused on STEM and technology to be interested in the Excel program at Georgia Tech? And the answer is no. Students are focused on all kinds of different degrees and career focus as a part of the Excel program. And we're very excited to be here at Georgia Tech, and the student body and administration has been very supportive of our students. And we think it's a great campus and opportunity for students. And a big part of the growth that we've had is from being here at Tech. So a quick overview. So Excel program, if you're not familiar with us, we're a 4-year college program for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. This is a non-degree program. Our students earn certificates at the end of the 2nd year and the end of the 4th year. And so they are non-degree students focused on living on campus and growing through the opportunities that we provide here on campus. A few quick stats. Currently, we have 30 students in our program. We have 8 faculty and staff. We have coaches and mentors, which I'll go into in a little bit more detail of what the difference in those roles are. Most of our students are living on campus. We have a few living off campus very close. Still really within proximity with other students. And then we have a few students that are commuting. Typically there's 1 or 2 that decide to commute for various reasons. So we'll go over these core pillars of the Excel program. So obviously academics, we're an academic program, so students are taking classes. Career development is a huge focus for us, so we really want to prepare students for employment. And then independent living, so living by themselves, building the skills that students need to be able to live more independently on their own once they graduate. And then social, right? Like lots of aspects of college, it's not just what we learn in the classroom, it's also the opportunities to grow socially, build relationships, have fun, and learn how to develop meaningful social relationships. So I'm going to quickly go over academics. The academic component of our program is really twofold. There are independent study courses, or what we call inclusive courses. So these are traditional undergraduate courses that students have access to, and these courses are modified by our academics team. They take the opportunity to listen to the instructor and the objectives of that course, and they modify the curriculum and assignments. If there's a 10-page paper that our traditional undergraduate students are going to be completing in that course, for our course, they might have 2 paragraphs or a whole page paper that they have to write or present a PowerPoint based on the individual's level of support. And that's really customized in that sense. So each student will receive different accommodations based on their specific needs. So those are those inclusive classes. Students actually have a broad range of access to courses based on their interest, and we try to pair those courses with their career goal as well. So if a student is interested in business and working in an office setting, we might be setting them up with an organizational behavior course to learn about office culture and environments. And so it depends on what the student's interested in, which courses we recommend. And then we have courses taught by the Excel faculty and staff. And these are our career courses, which they take every single semester. And then Excel fundamentals, social courses, independent living. So you can see a number of these various courses that provide the support and the baseline for students to be able to work in different environments, take care of themselves, learn a new technology, learn what their peers are doing, and then focusing on the aspects in their fourth year. We'll talk a little bit more about. We also want to prepare students for life after college. There are all these fun learning experiences and growth that is happening while they're in the program, but how are we preparing students for life after graduation? And so we have 2 courses that have been developed that focus on that specific goal of how do you transition to life after college and live independently, take all these skills into a new environment. And then, as I mentioned, careers. So a large component of the careers program are internships. Students will complete an internship every single semester minus their first. So they'll have a minimum of 7 different internships while in the Excel program. So students start on campus, typically 4 to 8 hours. You can see in this picture, a student working at the post office. We have a number of partners that I'll show you in a few minutes that allow students to get real world experience. And our philosophy here in the Excel program is we learn best through doing. And so we want students to have an internship experience as early as possible so that students can start learning what it is to work on a job while they're still on campus and build that experience over time. Students are interning initially on campus, traditionally the first 2 years, and then start transitioning off in the 3rd and 4th year. And then we start developing transportation skills, providing transportation training. If students are riding MARTA, if they're going to the airport or Sandy Springs, another part of Metro Atlanta, we want students to be able to build those skills and stamina for what will be competitive employment once they graduate. There's a few ways we differentiate between the first certificate and second, but essentially there's a lot more assessments, understanding the basic responsibilities of employment in the first 2 years, effective communication, and then the 3rd and 4th year, we really want to start targeting. And so students should, by the beginning of their 3rd year, have a really focused career goal, and then we can start building stamina and experience in their desired career goal in that 3rd and 4th year. Again, internships provide that opportunity to practice the skills that they're learning in their career courses, learn from others, and have the support that they need while they're growing and developing in those internships. Internships can be a number of types of experience. So it could be paid employment that student is getting credit for. It could be an unpaid internships or a volunteer experience that a student is having on campus that they're getting academic credit for. There are also traditional student jobs that once students are interning and they're showing that they're competitive in that job, they get hired on as traditional student workers in various departments on campus. This is just a small offering of the courses or the internships that students are able to complete. We have over 100 campus and internship partners, but we really customize the experience for each individual student. So if a student is interested in technology, we're going to get them connected with the Office of Information Technology and have an internship building skills that they need to develop to be able to answer tickets, support different faculty and staff on campus, how to log responses to tickets that they have answered. So there's, again, a number of experiences that students are able to have access to on Georgia Tech's campus. If they're interested in science environment, so cell manufacturing has been a great partner of ours, and they're doing great research on campus, and students are doing inventorying and supporting some of the research that they're doing in those labs on campus. Students, again, that 3rd and 4th year start working off campus, excuse me, and work with one of our employment partners, or if they're in an interest area that we have not developed yet, then we will actually go out and develop new internship partners and opportunities for those students to participate in. We've had a number of different partners. A lot of our students have worked at the airport. We've got students at the CDC, students interested in music that have been at Center Stage and a Masquerade. various employment partners around Metro Atlanta. And I think this is one of the key ways that the Excel program really stands out in inclusive post-secondary education, in these number of partners and opportunities that students have access to throughout the program. The other thing that is unique about our program, and as it demonstrates how we try to customize the experience, is that if there's a certificate that is going to help a student earn more money or get into the career that they're interested in, we will partner with Goodwill or other certificate providers, and students will earn additional certificates, not only those through Georgia Tech, for students to gain additional skills. And we provide the support for the student to be able to access those additional certifications if they're relevant for their career trajectory. And as I mentioned before, early on, we also want to make sure that all of this work is not in vain and that students are prepared for life after college. And so we have a competency model that we've developed that we are tracking throughout the program, where students are focusing on 7 competency areas and take 2 classes in their senior year to really focus on areas that they still need development and where they will need support post-graduation. And you can see those 7 competency areas there on the screen. Another aspect of the program is the mentorship. So we have a robust number of coaches and mentors that really walk alongside and become accountability partners, supports for our Excel students. And students have a one-on-one coach that's working on scheduling, communications, logistics, those things, making sure that those large goals that the students have are being addressed and that they're focused on. And then there's mentors that are typically like a 3-to-1 ratio, and they are working with students on goals. If they want to work out more and they want to have a healthier lifestyle, they'll set up a routine to go to the CRC, the Campus Recreation Center, and work out with the student. And if a student has a social goal that they want to get involved in another club and need some support doing that, then the mentor will support that student going to the club or providing support as they are trying to identify which clubs and groups that they'd like to be a part of to enrich their social life. And then we have tutors that are academic supports that are provided to support students specifically in their goals that they have for their courses. We utilize SMART goals for those mentorship relationships so that they're goals that students have that they can be working towards, and there's an accountability both for the mentors and for the students. Mentors receive quite a bit of training and support to make sure that they are prepared for supporting the Excel students. But at the same time, we understand that they are college students, and the mentorship and peer relationship is one of the best ways that we can support our students, and we utilize coaches and mentors. You can see here, there's a lot of different supports that go into helping an Excel student throughout their time with us. And so there's a lot of coordination that happens between the various departments and individuals that are supporting students, but there's quite a bit of support, and we want to make sure that students have the supports that they need while they're progressing through the program. Want to quickly address housing. As I mentioned at the beginning, most students live on campus, and that is because a lot of the social learning and the benefits of attending a college program happen on campus. And so for students to be able to have the support of their coaches and mentors and access to clubs, the best opportunity is for them to live on campus. We, however, are not a residential program, meaning we do not have RAs and supports in the dorms. So students have to be able to manage enough of their time, schedule, and themselves, their independent living skills, independently. What this means is that we don't provide that professional support inside the dorms, and so students need to be able to manage their medication independently, as well as waking themselves up in the morning, although as college students do, that that will get missed occasionally, and that's understandable. But as far as understanding which students are going to be appropriate to come into the Excel program, there's a certain level of independence that a student is going to need to manage. If they're not able to manage that medication, get themselves up and to class, then that would be a barrier for them to be successful in the Excel program. So how does a student apply? Our application is online, found at excel.gatech.edu. We currently have a $75 application fee, forgive me. And students, if they feel like that amount of money is cost prohibitive to them applying, we do have a waiver process that students can go through to make sure that they are getting access to the Excel program without having to pay that fee. The current cost of tuition is $10,820 per semester, and that does not include the room and board. And there is a number of requirements that students have when they are completing the application. You can see those documents that are required there. We ask that students complete a certain portion of this application independently, as much as possible, without support, and then document which support they've received. If you're supporting families through this process, there are a number of documents that they need to receive and have access to in order to apply. The psychological evaluation needs to be within 3 years, and they need to have transcripts as well and their most recent IEP. The other component here is letters of recommendation, and this is a reason that we want students to be forming relationships in their community so that they have those positive relationships and potential recommenders. So the cost of the program was established, and what about financial support? Excel is a comprehensive transition program, or CTP, which means students have access to Pell if they complete the FAFSA. There's also a recently developed IPSE grant. This is similar to HOPE that pays a portion of Excel tuition. This is available to Georgia residents only, and there's more information that can be found on both of those on our website. So if you're working with a student, how do you help them prepare? How do you get them ready for Excel or another IPSE program? Volunteer and work experience is a great indicator of success and helps prepare students for the types of opportunities that they're going to look into and have an experience with when they come to college. Practicing independence with their parents, with their independent living skills at home, taking care of chores and responsibilities that they have, just demonstrates their willingness to be independent, their desire to increase their own independence. As I mentioned, those relationships matter. There are recommendations required, and so having positive relationships in the community, in your school, with nonprofits are always helpful. And then visiting schools. We're not the only opportunity here in Georgia or nationally, and so attending information sessions at those universities and visiting will be very helpful in deciding which opportunity would be a good fit. And then GAPSIC, which is the local Georgia-focused consortium of programs here in Georgia, or thinkcollege.net, which is our national coordinating agency and has information on all of the inclusive post-secondary education options in the U.S. If you go through that and you say, well, I'd like to actually experience this and have an opportunity to see what college is about, our Excel summer program is a great opportunity. Those are typically 2 separate weeks in June, and that gives an opportunity for students to come visit us on campus and go through a lot of the day in the life of a college student. And these are not overnight camps, they're day camps, but students have a good opportunity to see what college life is about and if this is a good fit for them and for us. And all this is great, but what would we be without showing some of the outcomes? So how satisfied are students after completing? How much are receiving employment? So currently 93% of all graduates that we cross that we look at over time are employed. Most of them are stating that they're very satisfied or satisfied with their employment, their living situation, and their social life. We also focus on providing social opportunities for our graduates, such as our alumni program and opportunities that we connect with other students. We want to make sure that students have the opportunity to grow on campus, but then stay connected post-graduation. And so students have access to monthly in-person and online opportunities to stay connected. If you're interested in learning more about our program, have more specific details that you would like to know, you can always reach out to us. Our information is available here. And then we also have a newsletter that we send out typically once per quarter that provides information on when our application is live, if there's been any news articles or specific highlights that we would like to mention. And this is a great way to stay connected with us and learn more about what has been going on with the Excel program and stay connected. Hope this was informative. If you have any questions, again, please reach out to us. We look forward to hearing from you, and we hope that this was helpful in explaining a little bit more about the Excel program at Georgia Tech.